Caitlin Clark, how she's kept just taken over the country, for that matter, maybe the world, and how she's encouraged so many young girls now to participate in sports, whether it's basketball.
The greatest hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, has just shocked the sports world with a fiery message for the WNBA commissioner over one of the league's biggest controversies yet. Gretzky didn't hold back, calling out the WNBA's leadership for what he calls an unacceptable disrespect of Caitlin Clark. And fans everywhere are wondering, did the WNBA just make its biggest mistake ever?
Caitlin Clark will go down as the best WNBA player ever. Yes, the best woman to touch a basketball.
Caitlin Clark, the new face of women's basketball, has single-handedly brought in record-breaking ratings, sold-out arenas, and a whole new generation of fans. But while she's carried the league to new heights, one of sport's greatest legends, Wayne Gretzky, says the WNBA is failing her. What exactly did Gretzky say? And how did the league's top brass respond? Let's break it down.
My dad used to always say, the greatest thing about sports is that you learn so much about real life. You learn how to be unselfish. You learn how to be dedicated. You learn how to work hard. You learn how to win. And then you learn how to pick yourself up off the ground when you lose. And that's what life is all about. And so I just have so much respect for so many of these athletes that come along now. And as a fan, I just love it.
In an emotional interview, Gretzky didn't just praise Caitlin Clark. He declared her a global icon, revolutionary in the sport. And he didn't stop there. Here's what he said verbatim.
I think that they finally have their star. They finally have somebody that is going to drive viewership and drive excitement about the league. Arenas are actually starting to fill up more than 20%. And if Caitlin Clark is playing,
That wasn't just a compliment. It was a wake-up call. A challenge to the WNBA. Recognize the talent you have, or risk losing everything.
This just in. Caitlin Clark not playing brings down ticket prices in the WNBA. So apparently the price to get into the Fever versus Sky game on June 7th was originally $86 because Caitlin Clark was playing, right? Just 48 hours ago, it was $86. And now it's $25 because she's not playing. This alone silences that Caitlin Clark isn't the only reason why people watch the WNBA. Clearly, she's moving the needle. Because if people were coming to watch Miss Reese like she said they were, these ticket prices would not have been dropping.
Let's talk facts. When Clark's on the floor, the numbers are historic. Her games average over 1.1 million viewers, unheard of for the WNBA. She's boosted ticket sales, tripled merchandise sales, and given the league its biggest TV audiences in years.
There is no other playmaker better than Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, and I don't know if there ever has been. And that is great, but that also kind of sucks if you're the team that is missing her. So this to me looked like a scrimmage game that a new team coming together without their star playmaker was learning how to get to know each other and how to play with each other from scratch.
On June 7th, the Fever announced Caitlin Clark would miss at least 2 weeks with a left quadricep strain. The impact? Immediate and devastating.
As previously noted, there is simply no substitute for having Clark actually in the lineup. The Fever's previous NBA TV game against Atlanta averaged 581,000. In addition, Clark's final game before her injury gave you 2.2 million on CBS. Folks, give it up a round of applause. 300,000 viewers. 357,000 viewers on NBA.
Ticket prices for that Fever versus Sky game dropped from $86 to just $25 overnight. Ratings for Fever versus Mystics? Down to 357,000, almost half of Clark's typical numbers. Gretzky saw this and called out the WNBA for failing to support its biggest star properly.
The keep it real. The WNBA is pretty much at a standstill with Caitlin Clark not being able to play. I mean, Rubber is about to meet the road. I mean, everything they said last year is going to be unproven like no other, bro. They stated the league was on this trajectory to success many, many moons before Caitlin Clark got there. And hell, Caitlin Clark wasn't the only rookie to be the reason why the viewership was up. You had rookies like Angel Reese, Cameron Brink, and many others. Well, I'm here to tell you that is just not the truth, bro. The WNBA is in a crucial moment right now, and a lot of people are scratching their heads and wondering why would they lie to the people, having everybody think that Caitlin Clark was not the only reason this league was going in this upward trajectory.
Gretzky's message wasn't just about Clark. It was a direct challenge to the WNBA commissioner. Do you understand what you have? His warning: the league is balancing on a knife's edge. Clark is the difference between packed arenas and empty seats.
Started. Why does Caitlin Clark have these unrealistic expectations, but Paige Beckers and these other players don't? And it makes no sense to me. So that is hate, because that's called moving the goalposts. So she has to win the championship in her first year to be considered.
Sue Bird, one of the WNBA's greatest players, also weighed in. She praised Clark as a once-in-a-generation talent, but questioned whether the league is ready to build around her. It's not just about one player, Bird said, but if you have a star like Caitlin Clark, you need to nurture that.
So as you guys can see here, that's a major hit on Caitlin Clark on the ground. Y'all remember that last year, man. Dominic Shields, she up out of there, though. Kennedy Carter, another one, up out of there, though. Eugene Currington eye poke situation. This is just a brutal beating this young lady has been taking for a year now, man. And for the W to allow this to happen time after time again. And we see players like Breanna Stewart being able to draw 16 damn fouls, and the game ain't even facilitated through her. She's not even on the ball, bro. Like, it's getting out.
So, how has the WNBA responded? Many fans say not enough. Social media erupted, some calling out the commissioner for failing to protect the league's biggest asset. Others say Clark's injury highlights a bigger problem: the WNBA's refusal to truly embrace its biggest star.
We gotta remember, they lost $40 million still last year. All right? They're getting a new media rights deal. That thing won't be worth shit if Caitlin Clark was to either get really injured and couldn't play, or decided to just say, I'm not going to play here anymore, I'm going overseas. Where, by the way, they would pay her, my God, some of those countries might pay her $20 million a year to come over there and play. And I'm not kidding you.
Clark is reportedly on track to return. Her absence felt like a hole in the league itself. But Gretzky's warning still echoes. Respect her. Protect her. Because without her, the WNBA could fade away.
Caitlin Clark could be projected to be a $1 billion revenue maker for the WNBA this year. Now, obviously, the WNBA won't see that money, won't see most of that money, and it's not just in the WNBA, but it's all of her sponsorships, it's all of her appearances, it's all that stuff. But according to the projections, we're looking at $875 million could easily eclipse $1 billion on her economic impact. Caitlin Clark entering the league last year was responsible for 26.5% of all of their economic activity. So revenue from merchandise, which again, with the CBA as it is currently, she doesn't see a dime of any of that. TV, and then ticket sales, obviously, which again, they don't get anything.
This isn't just about one player. It's about the future of women's sports. Clark has proven that if you invest in stars, fans will follow. If the league can't recognize that, it risks losing everything. Gretzky's words aren't just praise, they're a warning that the time for action is now.
Clear about this? Can we be clear about this? If Caitlin Clark were not in the WNBA, we would not be talking about the WNBA. She's the only ticket draw in the WNBA. A large percentage of all tickets sold in the WNBA are so people can watch Caitlin Clark play basketball. No one cares about Angel Reese. She'd be drawing flies if she were playing not against Caitlin Clark on the court right now. Angel Reese has basically become the Bill Laimbeer to Caitlin Clark's Larry Bird, essentially. That is where we now are.
Wayne Gretzky's challenge to the WNBA commissioner is clear. Don't take Caitlin Clark for granted. The world is watching. Will the league rise to the moment, or let the greatest chance they've ever had slip away?
Game between the Fever and the Liberty. peaking at 3.2 million viewers. 3.2. And again, second most viewed game on CBS ever. I have no idea what the most viewed game was ever. I have no idea. Could it have been Fever Sky last year? I have absolutely no idea. Could it have been the finals? Were the finals on CBS? I have absolutely no idea. But like, this is a crazy situation. And the craziest thing is for the WNBA, you allowed a game which peaked at 3.2 million viewers to have 3.2 million viewers watch the worst refereeing performance of all time. What did they expect? Like, the WNBA should at least get some full-time...
This isn't just about basketball. This is about power, respect, and a legend's call for change. Hockey icon Wayne Gretzky has unleashed a powerful message aimed squarely at the WNBA's top brass, slamming them for what he calls unacceptable treatment of Caitlin Clark, the league's most valuable star. But how did it come to this? Stay tuned, because you won't believe what's happening behind the scenes. For months, fans have watched in disbelief as Caitlin Clark, the rookie who's rewriting WNBA record books, has endured a level of physical play that borders on assault. From flagrant fouls to dangerous tackles, Clark's meteoric rise has come at a painful cost. But why is the league turning a blind eye? Hockey legend Wayne Gretzky, the man who transformed the NHL, is demanding answers. Gretzky, a four-time Stanley Cup champion, knows what it takes to elevate a sport. He's seen it in Caitlin Clark, the transcendent skill, the fire, and the once-in-a-generation impact. But unlike Gretzky, Clark isn't getting the respect she deserves from her league or even her commissioner. Gretzky has spoken out, calling it unacceptable that the WNBA is failing to protect and celebrate the very star who's saving their sport. The data is staggering. Dr. Ryan Brewer, a leading sports economist, found that Caitlin Clark was directly responsible for over 26% of the WNBA's total economic activity in 2024. Her presence alone could drive up to $1 billion this season, numbers the league can't ignore. Yet, despite the sold-out arenas and record TV deals, Clark is facing constant hits on the court and a cold shoulder from league officials. This isn't just tough defense. It's targeted violence. From Chicago to New York, Clark has been the victim of reckless hits, the kind that leaves stars sidelined for seasons. Even her coach, Stephanie White, admitted after an MRI, she didn't know when Clark was hurt because it's become so routine. And yet, the league has done little to protect her. Gretzky isn't just offering praise. He's challenging the WNBA commissioner directly. Protect your stars, or risk losing the very future you're banking on. He sees in Clark what he once saw in himself, the power to transform a sport, to lift it from the shadows into mainstream glory. But it's a race against time. Every hit Clark takes is a gamble on the league's survival. The league's response? Silence, or worse, deflection. Even as ticket sales plummet for games without Clark, the commissioner's office has failed to take meaningful action. And it's not just Clark's health at risk, it's the entire league's future. Without her, the WNBA could lose the momentum it's fought so hard to build. Sue Bird, a four-time champion herself, has broken the silence, calling for immediate change. Other WNBA legends are speaking out too, making it clear this isn't just about one player. It's about every young girl watching, every future star who dreams of playing this game. The message is clear. Protect Caitlin Clark or watch the sport she's reviving collapse. For Caitlin Clark, the choice is simple. Keep fighting or walk away. For the WNBA, the stakes have never been higher. As Wayne Gretzky says, individual greatness doesn't diminish a sport, it elevates it. But only if the league is wise enough to embrace it. One player, $1 billion impact, one unstoppable force demanding change. Wayne Gretzky has spoken. Now it's time for the WNBA to listen. Because in the end, it's not just about basketball. It's about the future of the game.